welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, my name is Barlkiss. Welcome. Okay, so from my previous video, I'm in Nairobi and I was taking you guys through coming to Nairobi and the places I've been and how Nairobi has been. So I'm just going to continue from where I stopped. I think the last thing I mentioned was that we went to the carnival, and yeah, there was that experience where that was our first time actually having yamachoma here. I'm gonna head to have yamachoma a couple more times. It's basically, like I said, roasted meat, but the next place we then went to, in this case being my colleague and I, was the museum. So there's a national museum here in Nairobi, and yeah, we went there. I think it was on a weekend. We went there on a Saturday or Sunday or something. I can't remember. Yeah, but we went there, and what happened? Okay, so when we got there, I mean, I was glad that we could take pictures. We were allowed to take pictures. There was only a part of the museum because there was an art gallery at the a first floor. It's a story building, so there was an art gallery, and that place you were not allowed to take pictures. I think I took one picture of a throne that was made of cutlass. It looked like the throne on Game of Thrones. I'll put the picture here. Yeah, but every other part you're allowed to take pictures, you're allowed to take videos. So what happened was, when we got there, my colleague had already checked online, but when we got there we didn't book before we got there. We got there and then we bought our tickets there. There are different prices, and apparently, if you're a citizen, you pay way less than if you're a tourist. So we did that. So when we were about to pay, we were told that there were two parts to it. There was the museum itself, and then there was like the snake museum. I shouldn't have done that one, to be honest, because I don't like snakes. Snakes are like, I'm not as much as afraid of snakes as irritated. They just I don't like snakes. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, what was the point of seeing snakes, really? But yeah, we booked the two, and then we were told that we could get a tour guide. There were tour guides standing by the entrance of the National Museum, like of the main museum itself. And whenever you got there, whoever was next in line would just take over and then take you around. It's not compulsory to have a tour guide, and apparently you're not even supposed to pay them, but you can tip them, and they will tell you that you can tip them when you're done. If I were to go there again, I wouldn't use a tour guide, because, and I don't know if it was the tour guide that I used, but I feel like even if it wasn't even if it was another tour guide, still, because they are working, right? They work for the tips. They need to get you through the museum as fast as possible so that they can get another set of people, right? And so our tour guide wasn't the best. She was rushing us through. And then, like, the things that she was saying were things that I could actually read, so I didn't see the need for her, to be honest. Again, if I went when my colleague tipped her, I was just like, really, you're tipping her that high? She didn't, because I could hear other tour guides taking people through, and they were giving them a lot more information than was on the what's it called, on whatever it is that we're looking at, and she just did not do a good job. At some point, I stayed behind. Like, I allowed her and my colleague to just walk forward and continue, because I wanted to read things that were on artifacts, and I just wanted to read let me read what's going on here. If you ever come here and you're going to the museum, I personally would say you do not need a tour guide. Everything you need to know is written on the different items, right? Everything you need to know. And the museum is curated in such a way that you go from, like, is in sections, and you go from like one step to another. So you go from, like, let's say, like, there's a particular part that was like the cycle of life, and then you do not need any guide. The items are placed in such a way that it's like progressive. You do not need any guide. If you want to, of course, you can get one, but it took us about 2 hours. It's a big museum, and there are a lot of things in it, and I really wanted to read through. Again, I would have spent a lot more time there than I did if not I had a guide, and then my colleague was tired walking around. At some point we went downstairs, but I wanted to check So I was like, oh, we didn't check the last floor. And that was when I found the gallery. This lady didn't even take us through the gallery. Like, I wouldn't, if I had not gone back to just look through, I wouldn't have known that there was a gallery there. And so I went back again, did like another 30 minutes of that. The snake museum part, oh, again, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know, there was a particular pit with snakes, like, I was just like, are we sure how are we sure that these snakes cannot crawl out? My skin is like, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm thinking about it. Like, how do you? Oh, nah, I don't even know what to say about that particular pit. Like, it was a pit with small snakes and some birds. I don't know if they were turtles, but like, I mean, you're seeing it live. Oh, it's not like they were there moving around and things. Okay, I was saying that none of this could actually crawl out, and I think I also felt that way because when I was much younger, my family and I went to a zoo in Ibadan, and we saw a green snake playing like outside, and we don't know how we would have crawled out, but like the snake literally was outside. It was my brother that even saw it. Thank God it was not hurt or anything like that. But I'm like, if this snake, because the snakes were tiny, they could easily move through things. I don't know. I'm almost sure. I mean, somewhere at the back of my mind, I feel like they knew what they were doing, and they were sure that we were safe, and that was why the pit was opened. But there was that, and then we went through. There were other bigger snakes and different types of snakes. The green mamba. We saw pythons. We saw different cobras. And yeah, in their own, what's it called now? And they had their own a cage. Well, that we could see them. There were different types of snakes. And then there was also a part where there were crocodiles. But for the National Museum itself, I don't know. I feel like I'll probably go back there because I didn't enjoy my time there. I don't know. I feel like I didn't enjoy myself. Like I feel like I would have learned a lot more if I had gone by myself and I had walked around by myself at my own pace, because you had the time to just go through. Nobody was stopping you. I would have enjoyed it better, and of course I would have still heard tour guides around, because tour guides were taking you through, were taking other people through, so you would have still heard them speak and maybe get more information if you needed to. So yeah, that was the museum, and yeah, that was the museum. Then so that day my colleague actually had he was supposed to hang out with some of his friends, his old friends from Nigeria that were here, and so we had not eaten again. Like I said, we walked through the museum for like 2 to 3 hours, so by the time we were done we were starving, and so we needed to eat. And yeah, so we're checking for places, and then my colleague told me that they were actually meeting at Mama Ashanti. I was like, oh, that I'd seen Mama Ashanti online. I can't remember where, but I mean, there's no way you would check as a tourist, search Kenya and like the food in Kenya and like places where you can eat, that you wouldn't see Mama Ashanti. And so I was like, oh, let's go, that they have. And then I checked it on Google Maps and I showed him pictures. Oh, that they have a goosey, they have a foriro, and then I saw that they had wache, and I was like, yes, I'm going there to eat wache. Let me just tell you that I was very disappointed. Oh my goodness. The first disappointment was, although when we first got there, it was a nice place. It was outdoors. There was a first year birthday going on. They were playing Nigerian music. It looked like a good vibe. I mean, there were people, very beautiful people sitting around. So we sat down. Yeah. Then the waitresses, so we had to call for, they were very busy at the time that we got there. A lot of people were around. So then the waitress came and gave us their, what's it called, and we're looking their menu, and we're looking. So I was like, I knew I wanted wache, yeah. And then the wache me I'm used to, wache 1K, I don't know what you guys call it. What I'm used to is like the rice and beans cooked, and like 2 different sauces. Like there's a red sauce, there's a black sauce. I'll see if I can find it. I'll find a picture on Google and share it together so that you see what I'm used to. red sauce, a black sauce. I could have like spaghetti. I could have like coleslaw with it, fried fish. That was what I was expecting. I was amazed at the fact that I would have to order wache, like the rice and beans alone, separately, and then have to order what's it called, a sauce. How am I supposed to eat rice? It's like that's like saying that I'm going to buy white rice and then I will still pay for the sauce. Like it should be an entire meal. And so I ended up not having that because it was way above my budget. If I had known that my meal was going to be paid for, I would have ordered it, to be honest. But yeah, I ended up going for poundo yam and a foriro. My colleague went for, I think, poundo yam, semu, and egusi. Nah, it wasn't anything that I expected. It was way below my expectation. Like if I personally make a foriro with just like the vegetable and the pepper, the stew, the sauce, like no fish, nothing, it would bang better than that did. I was very disappointed. But I mean, I had to eat it because I was very hungry, and so that means I'm never going back to Mama Ashanti. I personally would not, except, I don't know, I didn't like it. I always say that if I can cook better than you, I don't see a reason why I'm paying you for food. It was just not, it wasn't. And another thing is, like, if you're going to be, you're offering a service here, I understand. I think, because I told someone and the person was like, oh, that they're Ghanaian, I shouldn't be expecting. I'm like, no. If you're offering a service, you're telling me that you can provide like optimum service for me. Like if you are telling me that you want to sell a foriro to me, I'm expecting an amazing foriro. Why are you giving me? It was just there. It was really just not. It wasn't. I didn't. That experience, had a good time though. The conversation was good. Yeah, I had, apart from the food, I had a good time. So that was Mama Ashanti. Then so that was basically my first 2 weeks, and then we had to leave the hotel because we were staying much longer. We had to leave the hotel for an Airbnb. I had an amazing time at the hotel, to be honest. I still miss their beddings, so soft and just beautiful. So yeah, we moved to this Airbnb where I'm still here. And of course, the first thing we did was to what's it called? What did we do? We went shopping. But I'm going to show you what the Airbnb looks like. I might even do I would use the room tour that I did when we first got here, because right now my bedroom is scattered. Yeah. So one thing that I mean, here it's service apartment, right? They clean every single day, and I'm just like, you do not have to come in every single day to clean. I don't want to see your faces. So we haven't cleaned, or they haven't cleaned in 2 days now. So I told them that tomorrow, when I'm off to work, you can clean. Like I'm the only one in the house. Nothing is happening. We don't have children here, so the house is not dirty, right? Yeah, but I'm having a good time here. I love that I can now cook my own food. I missed pepper when I was in the hotel. Oh, all their meals had no pepper. I mean, you'll find out about that in the next video, where I'll be talking about everything that I've eaten so far here in Nairobi. Yeah, so we moved here, went shopping at Sarit. We bought like different things, rice, pepper. We just bought a lot of things for the house, stocked our fridge up. Yeah, and it has been a good time here. This place is 3 minutes from the office, so and it is an absolute dream, you know, to just I literally can wake up and be ready in 30 minutes or less, because getting to the office is just in 3 minutes. I love it so much. So shortly after that was Eid Ileya, as we say in Yoruba. And so when I was coming here, we had planned that I would be here for 2 weeks, but we had to extend our trip. And so I had not planned that I would be here for Eid, so I didn't pack any Eid outfits. So of course I had to go shopping. My colleague Louisa, thank you, hooked me up with her friend, who then hooked me up with another friend of his, that Aisha. Hi Aisha. She then took me to So I spoke to her on WhatsApp, and we decided out. So I asked her like where could we get Eid outfits and all of that, and she was like, oh, that there's the Jamia Mall, and then there is Eastleigh. But Eastleigh is a little bit farther than Jamia Mall is to me, and but the things are more expensive at Jamia Mall than Eastleigh, and like, so Eastleigh is supposed to be a, and I'm going to go there soon. Probably should call Aisha. Yeah, so Eastleigh is supposed to be like a bigger market where there are a lot more Somali people. So she was like, well, I'll get more options there but so I said, okay, let's try out Jamia Mall first, because I wanted to experience Nairobi. Yeah, so let's try out Jamia Mall first, and then if I don't find what I want, in fact the plan was I will try out Jamia Mall regardless of whatever I see there, will still go to Eastleigh. But it was a weekday, it was a Friday, and I had to work, so I couldn't get off work as fast as I thought that I was going to. Have meetings that I had to attend to. That would of course always come first, and Eid was the next day. So we went to Jamia Mall. Also, one of my friends, Amina, was in Nairobi. She was on vacation in Nairobi, so I spoke to her also, and she also said that she needed an Eid outfit, so she ended up joining us. And so we went to Jamia Mall. That was my first time in CBD, really, and it was a Friday. There was Juma. Yeah, so we went to the mall, and then we found, so just right outside as we were walking into the mall, it was not even like, it was like a shopping complex. There were mannequins with dresses on them, and we saw one. I was like, well, let's check this person out. And then we went into their shop, and I tried out some outfits. Yeah, tried out. So I had a budget, and even though I think I spent above my budget, I would have bought. And then again, so I thought that things are more expensive in Nairobi. Not that I even think things are actually more expensive in Nairobi than they are in Nigeria. So I always, first thing I do is to do the exchange rates to figure out how much that would have been in Nigeria, and then compare it to how much I would have actually bought something like that in Naira. And yeah, then just give the allowance for the fact that things are more expensive here in Nairobi. Yeah, so I tried out a couple of outfits. The first one was too big for me. That was the one that my friend eventually got. And then I wanted a full outfit. I wanted something that I wouldn't have to buy like leggings and inner separate from the dress itself, which was why I didn't take this one, a brown dress. I liked it, but I would have had to look for leggings and another inner, and I think it came with a scarf. Yeah, so I was like, no. And there was a particular black one that I tried on. I liked it, but I wasn't looking for black. I don't have a favorite color, but I usually would tend to black because it's easy to wash. I can always wear it at any point in time. So I told myself that I wasn't going to buy a black dress, but that dress was I was this close to buying it. In fact, the only reason I didn't buy it was because we left that place to go and check other stores. We found one other store, and then when we asked for the price, I tried on a black one too. It didn't have an inner. By the time if I was going to get that, I would have had to get an inner and like a scarf. It wasn't working, so we went back to where we eventually got this one. Let me see if I can find their name. So the bag is somewhere there. FH. Yes, by the time I went back and I decided, so I told my friend, Amina wasn't there when I tried out the black dress, so I told her, well, let me try out the black dress and let me hear what you think about it. But by the time I tried it out, one other lady who was also named Amina said that she had already taken it, so of course I couldn't buy it. And then my friend even said that she would have preferred me to get the brown and white one that I eventually got. So we got our dress, and we decided to check out the area that we were in, so the Jamia Mall area. Yeah, so we went. So one thing about Nairobi is you'd see flowers. So in Nigeria, I've never seen a flower store, like a fresh flower store. I've never seen it. But here you see flowers stalls now, STALLS, on the road, like by the roadside. And then here there was like a section of the market where there were a lot of people selling different flowers. So you see those for different ceremonies, like weddings. You see different colors of roses. You'd see the ones that it was obvious that was for funerals. yeah, so we saw that. Then we also went through like the market itself, where my friend bought 2 dresses, one for herself and one for her baby cousin, I think. I saw there was a particular outfit that my dad bought for my brother when he came to Nairobi. They had the exact same one, but it was of course in a small size, and I took a picture of it. I sent it to my dad and my mom. It was, and my brother loved that outfit when he was young. Yeah, so we went through. One thing I like is that these people, they are very persuasive and very like they are nice. The way they approach you is very nice. Before you know it, you're buying things there. Like, I did not plan to buy anything. I ended up buying 2 rings. I mean, and I got the same exact rings. I ended up buying 2 rings, and I'm definitely going back. Maybe not there, but I'm going to buy, because those rings are brass. I love rings, by the way. Those rings are brass and they would not fade off. So I like them. I'm going to go back to get some. And then, yeah, so we went through different stores. I saw some chess pieces. There was some art. Yeah, that was good. And this is the funny part. When we were going back, so Amina's friends were waiting for her at Art Cafe. So when we were going back, we just randomly saw a Barlkiss, randomly saw a tattoo and piercing stores, like their billboard. Is it a billboard? Yeah. And I was like, then let's check it out. Let's even ask, because I'd spoken to Amina before now. So Amina has 2 piercings. She was one I was talking about in my last video. She has 2 piercings, and I'd spoken to her about how I actually wanted to get my own piercings done. So I was like, well, let's check it out. Let's even see how much the prices will be. Maybe I'll come back here to get my piercings. And that was how we went up the stairs. Oh, no, we took an elevator. So it was the 1st floor, so 1st or 2nd floor. Got there, got to Ink City, spoke to the receptionist. We asked her for prices. Everything was the same price. And again, like I said, I usually would do an exchange into Naira, and it was exactly the same price I would have gotten my piercing done in Lagos. Apparently now it's more expensive, because my cousin told me her own prices yesterday. So she also wants to get a piercing, and they told her the price, and it was more expensive. So it's more expensive now. And I was like, okay, so like I really could get my piercing done now. And I mean, I was like, yeah, of course, go ahead. So on the spot, because I guess it wasn't so spontaneous, because I'd been thinking of getting my piercings done for years now. So it was just a case of, okay, now I'm here, I have no excuse. I could see the piercing person. I've forgotten, what will you call them? The piercing personnel. Her name is Esther. She was getting one done, so I could see how she was using sterile. Like, she would show you the needle that she was going to use. I could see how she was doing, and I felt like, okay, yeah, it was clean enough and very good. It looked good for me to get my piercings done. They all come in sizes. I just realized if I'm going for a meeting, I can wear my face mask and no one will wait.
Right?
When it's really people starting to get it, yeah.
That's what people can understand what you do. See, that's okay. No, what I'm saying. Now let's wait for the next thing. This one, you are about to be your metro. The metro one.
Yeah. But the other one is going to be very good.
Sometimes the bakery want to go back. So you can silence and go back to the petals. You not call that car. Because on Monday I'm at Monday I'm Tuesday morning. This one has wow. I'm really doing this.
Don't worry, in and out.
I mean, it's been I've been thinking about it for years. Now you decide. Randomly decide.
Those are the best decisions.
We're just walking, but I was like, oh, there's a person at that store. Let me ask how much.
But if you plan for something you'll never do it. That's
Exactly.
So I would like to go home, but then it's you. I would say that. When you need the marking, it's like
It's in the Korea.
I think I want to closer.
Oh wait. So I think it's I don't know. Yeah, but I thought it was going to be like here, somewhere around here.
that's where the start lies.
That's where the
Actually, with the best part. You see where her
What do you think? This, I think I want it to go
in the Korea.
Yeah. I think I want it closer.
Oh wait. So I think it's
The one she did in
Wait, messing.
I'm thinking forward.
I don't
So you
know.
prefer hers?
Yeah, but I thought it was going to be like here. Somewhere around here.
That's where the start lies.
That's where the
Come and see. Actually, with the best part. You see where her stud is lying? Her piercing is here.
Okay.
The stud is what lies to the.
oh.
Okay, that's okay. You see, when I put the needle here, so where will my stud go?
Oh, that's okay. That's
that makes
good.
sense.
Let me.
Never argue with the professional.
Yeah, that's what it's good to know. It's good to us.
Yeah.
But you see, also I love options.
That's fine.
So
I want to pin it again. you just use it when I'm done.
It's okay. I just want you to breathe in and out for me. Go. Breathe. The whole session when I'm doing it, just breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. A second, okay? Try not to move your head. Just breathe in and out. Go. Breathe in and breathe out. One more. You're good. Good. Breathe. In
And that's all.
and out. Breathe in and out. Just go. Breathe. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out for me. I'm almost done. Good. Go. Breathe. In and out. Out. Breathe. In and come on. In and out. Breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
Et voila.
It wasn't painful. Oh my god. Okay.
And you're done.
Oh, it's so nice. Wow.
Now did you see why I was marking that?
Yeah, and it's small. I like it.
Thank you. Yeah.
I look you wish I came to get my piercing here because when she was coaching you through the breathing, I was like,
It wasn't painful. I mean, it wasn't.
By the time you're thinking about some long time. How you're supposed to clean, right? If you push the bar, you have the space. Yeah. So when you're cleaning, if you put the cotton wool underneath,
Okay.
like that, and you press against the skin, pressure.
Okay.
The down one as well. Push.
Okay.
Like that. Push. Pressure. Once a day.
so this is so cute.
This is your influence, by the way.
Me? I only encouraged you.
If you lift this up, you have a space.
I can't even feel anything.
It's when the needle is entering.
Yeah, I could feel like I could almost see the needle going through. But it wasn't even that painful. And it helped.
Yeah. You hold the cotton wool like that.
Okay.
Then you bend.
So that it's very.
If you have excess, you won't enter your nose. So when you're cleaning, it's a push
Okay.
and you press. Push and you press. Once a day. See?
Yeah.
Once a day. Don't overdo it. And that will be
So about 30 minutes later, I walked out to these babies. Can you see? And I love them. Oh, I know. I really, to be honest, yeah, I feel like if Esther was my nurse, I would always want to go to the hospital. She was so patient, so calm. She took me through the entire process. She didn't mind that I was asking questions. In fact, she was like, that she loves when people ask questions because it means that you really want to know, and she would walk you through the process. I loved how she walked me through like the entire process, told me how it was going to go, and told me to breathe in. Like she basically told me to breathe in and out as she was doing the piercing, and that calmed me. Like she explained, I even thought that it was to calm me, but she explained that that would prevent you bleeding out more. Like if you are calm and like breathing in and out, and she was timing when she did the piercing to like pierce. I think you pierce when you're breathing in, and then when the needle is going out, you also breathe out with it. That helped. That really helped. To be honest, I've said this multiple times, and the question I get the most is, were they painful? Of course they are painful. I mean, you are poking a hole into your skin. It would be painful, but it's not as painful as I thought that it was going to be. And I'm almost sure that it's not as painful as anybody thinks it is. Of course, the septum one was more painful than this one. I was shocked. It was quick. It wasn't as painful, and now it's even making me think that. So this my tragus, I always thought that it would be cute to have a piercing here, but this is really hard. But based on how the septum one went, I know that this wouldn't be as painful as I think it is going to be. Yeah, but yeah, that was it. It was an amazing experience. I probably would still go back to get another piercing before I leave Nairobi. She was good. When you're a professional and when you know what to do, you do it well. I really had a great time. I loved it. Yeah, so linking, I took her Instagram account, so I'm linking her down below, linking Ink City also. Oh, I saw some twins getting their tattoo done. So apparently they had gotten a tattoo, but the tattoo artist messed it up, and so they had to cover it up. So they covered it up with the lion head. It was so cute. Obviously they were numbed when they were getting it done, so they were not in pain because they were smiling and all of that, but it was so beautiful and they were really cute. I don't know if I got any clip of them, but they were really cute. yeah, so that was it. That's my piercing story. Then my colleagues and I went to an Ethiopian restaurant. So my colleagues took us to an Ethiopian restaurant. Again, I love food and I love new experiences. And I always would choose like a new meal over something that I've eaten before, just because I want to try it. And I always say that if you don't try something, you won't know if you like it. So we tried. Of course, I would be down to try out an Ethiopian restaurant. So we went as Mara, and we ordered it was like a platter. It was a tray of like two different injeras, the white one and the brown one, and like different so I don't know what they call those things, but different things. There was cabbage, there were like different sauces. There was one chicken sauce, the spicy one and the one that wasn't spicy. Every time they say that something is spicy here, trust me, it's not. I've not had anything spicy here. As much as they say it's very spicy, it was spicy. It was spicy. But anyway, I had that. I had another smoothie here. I'll be saying that. I can count actually, but I've had a lot of smoothies here since I got here, because I usually, my colleagues would go for alcohol, and I can't, so I usually would go for a smoothie. I don't like mocktails. For some reason, I don't enjoy them, and I feel like they don't do them well. In any way, I've not really had a lot of mocktails that I liked, so I always would rather go for a smoothie or a milkshake. So I went for a smoothie this time around. I preferred the white injera to the brown one. I did. I'm going to talk more about the food that we had here in my next video, where I'm talking about all the food that I've had in Nairobi. But yeah, that was a good experience, that was a good experience. Then my colleague had to get a box. So but before we actually went to a proper market here, we went to a Maasai market. We went to a Maasai market in CBD. So apparently those ones open only on the weekends, and it was practically the same things that they were selling around. So like jewelry, so rings and earrings, and then there were art, then there were different outfits, so clothings, and then they were like carved wooden, I don't know what they are called, like elephants, tusks, lions and all of that. They were that. So it was basically the same thing all around, but we had a good time walking around. I tried on some jewelry. I didn't buy anything because I'm still in Nairobi, and I also want to try out some other Maasai markets, so that I can I just still want to try out other Maasai markets. That was fun. And after that, we went to a proper market because we needed to get, I don't even know if it's the proper market, we just needed to get a traveling box for my colleague, and we did that, and that was the first time I was also trying out. So I always usually on my way out, I see different people selling roasted corn, and so I'd always wanted to try that out, but I wouldn't be able to stop on the road to just get them. So I got one here. My chin ached me so bad. It was hard, and it wasn't as delicious as like the regular corn that I would have in Nigeria, but I had that. At least I can say that I've tried roasted corn here in Nairobi. Yeah. Yeah, I had that. I always had a good time trying out new things and going to different new places. my colleagues took me out for lunch in what they would say a local place. That's the most local place I've been since I've gotten to Nairobi. Yeah, so it was basically again nyamachoma, ugali, kichumbari. Yeah, so I tried out. So the first thing was that they would give you to test, so much like how you would test suya. So they have lamb, mutton, goat, and beef. So we tried out the three before we then ordered. I ordered for mutton. My colleague Oscar ordered for goat, and Jacob ordered for beef. So of course I tasted out of the three. And then I had ugali. First time I was having sukuma wiki, which is made from kale. Yeah, I didn't have a kuchimbari because I wasn't interested. I'll speak to what that is in the next video. Yeah, so I had that. And yeah, I mean, I love meat, so I would know, even if it is just nyamachoma, like just meat, roasted meat with salt, I would enjoy that. So I had that, and I took it. So right by that building was a fruit market. I think I took a clip of that too. I didn't want, so one of the reasons I don't film is a lot of people don't like being on camera, they don't like being filmed, and of course it's understandable because you don't know what you're going to do with the clip, right? So I took an aerial view of the place. I eventually walked through just to look through what they have, like the different kinds of fruits that they have and all of that. Yeah, and then we walked back to the office. Yeah, I've been having a good time here in Nairobi, like I said. My next video is going to be on the different meals that I've had since I've been here in Nairobi. Please do watch that, but before you go, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about my stay here so far. And yeah, I want to hear from you. Always like to hear from you. Let me hear your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.